I gotta turn my volume down a little bit. That about blasted my ears. Um, Welcome to week 5. We're halfway this week, so that's awesome. I guess actually probably more like today would be halfway, just because we end on a, what is it, Wednesday?
I think no,
Or
Tuesday.
Thursday?
No, we end on a Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
27th?
The 27th is a Wednesday, but technically this class will end on the
26th because of what I put in the schedule.
yeah, everything in this class will end on the 26th. So I guess the 27th, 28th
Okay.
seems more reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's 27th, but I might be wrong. Now we gotta look. I wish it was on the school calendar. I have to go to my drive and find the calendar. School calendar. Well, it's obviously not that. 29/20. Apparently you can't type. Goodness. There it is. Oh, it was called instructional calendar. No wonder I couldn't find it. Oh yeah, May 27th. So that's a Wednesday. Okay. And it'll be May this week. Crazy.
Yeah.
Nice and crazy at the same time. So your objectives for this week, because next week is a kind of a busier week, we had to move back the tutorial so it would fit and wouldn't be too much for you guys. So tutorial numbers 2 is actually week. And then you're going to talk about or learn about classifying statements like passive, aggressive, and assertive statements, and then identifying your conflict management styles. Just going into that more, interpersonal type skills. And then our team bonding. So I thought this meme was funny because that would totally be me if I tried to do some maintenance on my car. And now it won't turn on. After watching a YouTube video, that would be me. I would be crying. And actually, I would probably go through a stage of being really mad too. I don't know what it is about cars, but I guess I don't have that kind of technical mind. And then I liked this one too. Let's resolve this like mature adults would. Scissors every decision. That actually might be not a bad plan. I don't know. Everything was funny last night apparently, but squirrels always seem like they're out to torture dogs. Like that's pretty much why they were put on the earth, I think. And so it's funny that this squirrel's kind of like he's, leaping over this time to show the dog we mean business. He looks like he's gonna kick some dog. So this week for our events, we have Spirit Week. So what that is today to dress like a superhero. I wish I had gotten up early enough. I would have done that. But you can, if you do that, you have to take a picture and email it to Miss Mortimer before noon. And I'm sure that's probably noon Mountain Time because she lives in Boise or in that area. And then they'll post it to the student resources page by the end of the day. But there'll be a dress-up day for each day. And then if you complete all 5 days, then you could get entered to win a $10 Amazon gift card, which I know Hannah participated in one of the scavenger hunts last week and got that. So that's really cool. Anyway, so our themes for the rest of the week: superhero today. Tomorrow is school colors, which is blue and red. Wednesday is pajama day. That one's easy. Done. Can we skip to Wednesday? Anyway, Thursday is hat day. Show us your fun or your favorite hat, not hate. And then Friday is crazy hair. Bring your best crazy hair. Again, done. Anyway, I feel like the crazy hair is probably the easiest since we can't go to, get our hair cut and fixed and stuff. So anyway, just something fun to do. And again, make sure that if you're participating, it has to be emailed by noon every day. And then next week, we'll have a trivia night that will be on May 7th, which is a Thursday. And it's at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And I don't know exactly doing that yet. They might use Kahoot, just because I suggested it the other day. It's something that I've been playing with my face-to-face students online, and we'll play around today. So anyway. And then tutorial number 2. So don't forget that we broke up the tutorials into pieces so that it's easier for everybody to get more points instead of just losing out on those points. So the beginning of the week, you would decide on your point of confusion question and fill out the pre-work inquiry and submit just that part. And then choose your tutorial option and then schedule it however you want to do that. In the middle of the week, you complete your tutorial, and then by the end of the week, you just fill out the summary and submit your completed TRF. Remember that we have lots of options too, so you can always use an exam or checkpoint question that you missed. And then if you don't have anything that you want to do your tutorial on, you can choose from the SAT questions list or the life skills questions. And then you can schedule your tutorial in one of 3 ways. You could schedule your own with 2 or more classmates, in our class IM or even in the Avid Club chat. You can complete the whole thing on Campfire. So the way that works is just record yourself going through your pre-work inquiry, and then people will hopefully ask questions. I've been asking questions too, just to try to help people that like to work ahead. Well, not working ahead, but some of your classmates, Logan, like to work on Mondays and get all their Avid stuff done on Mondays. And so,
Right.
yeah, so I usually have to reply to them just to make it easier so that they don't get held up, but which is totally fine. So just if you do it that way, well, even if you aren't doing it that way, just replying to your classmates with questions is helpful for them too. And then you have to go back and reply to all questions that were asked, just to make it more like a regular tutorial, where there's a discussion, and then you'll write your summary based on those questions that were asked and answered. And then of course we still have our tutorial time on Fridays at 10 a.m. Canceled the Thursday one because people aren't doing it in that way so much more. That would be it for tutorial. Then, like I said, the lesson for this week is about mainly about conflict management, and so it starts with classifying as statements. So, like, what does it mean to be assertive, passive, or aggressive? And you might even have heard being passive aggressive. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, I woke up late.
No worries. It was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? It was kind of weird. I don't know, I must have been actually like really asleep or something for once. It just like, I don't know. It was like, why are you going off? It was strange. Anyway, I was just talking about the student events. This week's events are the dress-up days at Spirit Week. So I know that you won a gift card last week for the scavenger hunt, which is cool.
Yeah.
So this week you have to have your sorry. I hate when I like have to cough and slash can't read very well. Anyway, you have to have your pictures emailed to Mrs. Mortimer by noon every day. And I was just talking about the two is this week instead of next week, because next week we had a lot of stuff that you had to go through, and we decided that it would be too much to do both next week, so we moved it to this week. So that's why.
Cool.
So then the other stuff that you guys are doing is this kind of about conflict management. So you start with classifying statements and figuring out the difference between assertive, passive, or aggressive. Somebody who's assertive believes that we have a right to have ideas, and assertiveness is standing up for our rights and still respecting the rights of others. You know, very much what we talk about all the time in AVID is being assertive and advocating for yourself and that kind of stuff. That's not, I guess, something that's totally brand new. We've been trying to work on that for a while. Of course, being aggressive is taking your own rights into account and not the person's. And then passive is defined when you take the other person's right into account and not your own. So you kind of you settle is really what that one is, which is not a good thing either, because then you become like somebody who's passive aggressive. You would settle and then snap because they looked at you funny. I know this from experience because I do it sometimes. So thinking about those things, can you think of times when it's beneficial to be aggressive or passive? Like ideally we want to be in the middle, in that assertive range, but are there times when it would be good to be aggressive first?
When you've tried to get something done, but it just won't get done, so you kind of need to take it into your own hands and get it done.
That's a good one.
I can't think of any right now.
That's okay. You're not awake yet. I'm thinking of maybe like if you were, I don't know that that's being aggressive though, that's being assertive. I just always think of the word aggressive as a very negative thing. I don't know. I can't exactly think. I'm trying to think of like at the grocery store if you were, I don't know. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be too aggressive. So we'll go with Logan's example. And then being passive, again, taking other person's rights into account and not your own. I feel like this is kind of more along the lines of volunteering, where you're benefiting others. Well, I don't know, you're kind of getting your own benefit from that too, but what do you guys think on the passive?
I think just kind of standing off to the side and letting other people handle business.
So maybe like in a job,
Yeah.
you might be a little bit more passive than you would maybe normally at home or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and like I said, like you can easily be in between some of these, but it's kind of like a balance, and it's better to try to stay in the assertive side. People don't respond well, obviously, to the aggressive side, and then if you stay in the passive area, then you tend to get walked all over. Like people take advantage of you because you're always trying to help them, and then they purposely take advantage of that. So that's not the best thing either. And then thinking about this in like relationships, relationships with your family, your boss, even personal relationships. Again, being aggressive doesn't go well. People are like, excuse me, when you talk to them like that, right? Like, even when somebody talks to me in an aggressive way, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you kind of shrink down. Like, that's how I am. I become passive in that case, because I'm like, yikes, okay, yes, okay, whatever you want. But then, like I said, that's not a good thing either, to not be taking into your own, your own feelings and stuff into it too. So these are just going through what somebody who's passive would do. So I, like just pretending like there is a problem, avoiding that problematic person, saying it doesn't matter when your feelings are hurt, giving the silent treatment, ignoring the problem, or giving in to keep peace. When I look at this, I'm like, oops. There should be a big finger pointing at me, because I've done all of those. So this might be a really helpful lesson. It's a helpful lesson for me anyway. Anyway, so that's just some of the things that a passive person would do. Aggressive obviously would be like yelling, name calling, manipulating, coercing somebody, hitting things or somebody, using power to, get your way, refusal to listen, bringing up past problems. Again, I've done all of these too. I feel like sometimes you just get pushed to that. Maybe it's not your typical behavior, but you get, somebody out there that just keeps pushing you towards that. And so just be trying to recognize when you're in those two, passive and aggressive, and try to move yourself back to the assertive. So these are the assertive techniques. They're I messages. So I believe, using those words tends to calm down an aggressive person, and also the passive person, because they hear that you're, feeling. I believe, I feel, I think that those are really helpful. Reflective listening. So looking back at how you were listening in that situation and making sure that you were doing everything you could with the eye contact. And some people like to repeat back what other people say, to help them, lots of things you can do to make sure that you're a good listener. Remaining calm. It has listening again. Because those are the two biggest important things, I guess, in that. And then sticking to the current issue and facts, not bringing up the past, or anything like that. So any questions, comments about those?
I took a character education class last quarter.
Oh yeah.
And it talks a lot about being assertive and like the difference between being passive and aggressive.
Nice.
Sorry, I have prior knowledge. I just
Awesome.
not it at this moment because I'm so tired.
Yeah, no worries. No, and that's cool that you took that, and it'll make it, make this week really easy for you too. And also, the more that you read about that stuff and learn about that stuff, it makes it a little bit easier that when you're in those situations, either with an aggressive person or passive person, or you are in that spot yourself, that you're more able to, kind of, I guess, correct that situation, because like we said, there are some cases where you need to be in those ways, but just trying to make yourself as often as possible be in that assertive range.
Yeah.
Oh, catfight. Have to have one every morning. Can't not. what's ridiculous is that she just sits there. She doesn't run off. She just let him like leave me alone instead of leaving. Anyway, so one of the projects you'll do is this one, identifying statements, and so it just goes through the details a little bit more between aggressive and then you just take some scenarios and write a response for each of those. So the first scenario, for example, is your boss asks you to stay late for the third time this week while all the other employees get to leave on time, but you have plans tonight. So what response, saying, like just trying to figure out how you could respect his needs, but also your needs. And then they write an aggressive response, which will be super easy. And then a passive response, staying back, okay, yeah, I can do that, would be a passive response, right? Aggressive would be like, no way, I'm not going to do that. I have plans. Yeah, or something. And then assertive, tonight I have plans, but I could totally stay tomorrow, like having some sort of a compromise. And so there are 5 scenarios. And then in the second part, you just identify whether it's passive, aggressive, or assertive and explain your answer. And so like the first one there, this may sound like a dumb question, but I'm wondering why you set up the paragraph with that opening statement. If you decide it's a passive, say why aggressive or assertive. And is that the end of that one? Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be pretty easy. And then you guys will go through the different 5 conflict management styles according to, I can't remember what the lady's name was, but I'm sure there are probably others out there and others that, kind of clump these in different orders or that kind of stuff. But anyway, these are 5 of some, I guess. So anyway, accommodating, so this is when you set aside your own wants or needs and focus on those of others. And a little bit more passive. Avoiding, when you want to ignore the situation, could be, again, passive. Compromising, trying to find a way to partially satisfy both people on each side, so that would be assertive. Collaborating, finding a solution that makes both sides equally happy. It's a win-win situation, again, assertive. And then leading, taking a firm stance and refusing to budge until you get what you want. So that would be on the aggressive. And then just thinking about where you normally fit. I feel like it depends on the situation and the person that's in front of me, and how they're behaving. I tend to be somebody that responds to someone else's behavior instead of having the behavior first most of the time, which may not be the best thing in the whole wide world, but I guess that's kind of how I am. Maybe that's part of being like kind of laid back and stuff like I am, but if that person comes up to me aggressive, then you immediately have your guard up, right? Where if they're passive, then I don't know, like some people who are particularly aggressive would kind of take advantage and so on. So I guess it totally depends to me in my head, like who's standing in front of me and how they're behaving. So I guess it's situational point. But anyway, so for all of that entire lesson, you'll be doing some Cornell notes. And so this project is just reminding you to process your notes, so making sure that you add the questions, which you guys are awesome at this point. You guys could totally teach how Cornell notes work. But anyway, just make sure that you add your questions, your terms, and then your summary, and making sure that you turn those in. And then you'll have a discussion. So thinking about, though, on the discussion, just getting you ready, getting your ideas going, which conflict management style do you think that you typically have from this list? If you had to pick, where do you feel like you fit?
I would say that a good 95% of the time I'm accommodating, and then other times I'll compromise.
Yeah, you're very much like me. I think I'm the same. I kind of, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a mom too. So like I'm always taking care of Camden before I'll take care of myself. How about you, Logan?
I feel like I'm a 50-50 between accommodating and competing.
Oh,
Yeah. There's sometimes where I'll just avoid like a situation or a person.
right.
But
Yeah, that's where my passive aggressive stuff will come in, is I'll start by the avoiding rather than dealing with it.
right, same here. Ooh.
The competing for me is like in my sports. I could see that for you, for like your, weightlifting and that kind of stuff, workouts.
Mm-hmm. Which has sucked. I've recently not been able to get the coronavirus.
I know. It's terrible.
I'm gonna
Me,
have noodle arms by the end of
I
it.
know. For me, I'm an avoider of the gym. I've been paying for a gym membership for a year and I've not been going. And now that I want to cancel it, I'm afraid if I cancel it, I'm going to hurt the business because they're not getting any business right now, So I'll wait a little bit longer. And then do you guys think that there's one right way to resolve conflict? Why or why not?
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either. I don't know.
All conflict is different.
Yeah, it depends. There's so many like variables. It depends on what the conflict's about, how you feel about that conflict, how the other person is responding. Like if somebody comes up to you and they're being aggressive, for me, or even if I'm in that aggressive state, I have to calm down, or I can't say, you can't say anything nice at that point. And I have to back away. I have to take time off. And some people don't like that. They don't like they want to deal with it now. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want me to deal with it right now, So yeah, I agree with you guys that there's too many variables to say that, like, I wish that there was a manual that you could, a book that you could just open up and flip to page 22 and go, okay, that's how I resolve this conflict. That would be really nice. But
For real.
yeah, I mean, that would, imagine how the world would be. But there's not, unfortunately. I'm sure there's lots and lots of good books about how to resolve conflict, and how to deal with different situations.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so that's what you guys have to do for this week. Any other questions or anything about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Have you guys played Kahoot? We're gonna play Kahoot.
We're gonna play Kahoot? Okay.
Yeah. So let me.
Oh, we lost Hannah. I'm gonna play Kahoot.
Yep. I'll play it with you. Okay. So what do you want me to answer?
You know.
Dinosaurs? You're gonna kill
What's
All right, let's try this one. 12 questions. You're going to kill us.
I might not, because it might be valued information.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we'll.
Oh, I am.
Yep, I already see that. I don't know those answers. Okay, so what if you do it like on your phone or thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it up on here and see, and you just pick your answer from your phone. So you have to www.
Yep.
And then enter that code. I have to listen to the music that you can't hear. It's not bad music, so at least that's good. The Banana Man. We are ready. I'm ready to. I just want to get some points. That's all I'm for. Okay, the word dinosaur means. Terrible lizard. I did not get that one.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head what it was until now.
Just tone it on the board. Which period did dinosaurs first appear? Goodness.
That one?
Oh, that's what I'm doing too. Shoot. The Triassic. Darn it.
Yeah, I was 50-50 for that one.
I know,
I couldn't remember.
I almost picked Jurassic too, but then I thought, no, that can't be right, can it? And so I picked Permian.
Yeah, the Permian was like, ocean life.
Which modern animal ancestors were not around during the time of dinosaurs? That would be really funny if bears had been around a long time and they would not be the creatures.
Right.
I'm on the. Yes! How many years were dinosaurs in existence? Oh boy. This is a flat out guess for me. Well. I don't think I would have picked that one.
I was flip-flopping between 400 and 275. I would guess it's 165 million.
Yeah,
years.
I almost did 275, and then I thought, that's a really long time. I'm going to do 10 million.
Well, I guess they didn't. I was going to say, I think they had one of the longest reigns in existence.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a long time. When did dinosaurs become extinct? Oh, in years. Come on.
No! I saw billion and I hit it.
Oh, no.
I saw 65 and I was like, that's the one.
That's the one, yeah. I know, I hate when that happens.
The banana man, I'm the potato man.
You're still ahead of me, so.
Not for long if I keep screwing up like this.
True or false? In early China, dinosaur bones belonged to dragons. Yeah, that seems like that would go along with their, folklore and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makes. Ooh, creeping up on you.
You have a streak.
What was Robert Plot? You knew that one.
I did.
Believing it belonged to a giant person. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, there's two answers. I
Yep,
didn't
there's
get either of
two
them. He found a giant dinosaur bone. Huh. I just guessed the T-Rex.
Yeah, I don't remember the T-Rex, but
I've never even heard that guy's name, so.
I really remembered it from long ago.
First to describe a scientific journal.
Oh,
Good golly. This is guess. Oh, yes! How lucky was that? I had a complete. I better go buy me a. That was pure luck.
oh you beat
And I
me
got
by 11.
on my. That's the only way this worked. It was discovered in England by Marianne Mantell and her husband. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
You're beating me. You're beating me.
I almost, and then I was like, well, maybe it's teeth. And then I almost thought skin, but I was like, yeah, that wouldn't even work. No, this is absolutely pure luck. I'm totally gonna buy a lottery ticket. Which English paleontologist came up with any dinosaur? None of these names mean anything to me. I'm just picking my favorite color.
Oh.
Shut up! I am buying a lottery ticket. It's official.
If I don't get these next two right, back to ones I did on the national. So I think it was that one.
We picked the other two. Prince
Yeah.
Albert, the husband of Queen Victoria, and Prince William. So it wasn't very long ago?
Mm-mm.
Going with my favorite color again, because I have no idea. No, green, not Haydenfield. I have no idea.
Lost.
Only because I need to buy a lottery ticket. Alright, one more round. Let me tell Hannah that.
I'm going to pass down a bath towel to my sister. Okay.
Okay, what should I search for?
I could be really mean and say Pokemon or something like that.
Oh yeah, let's try. My luck is on my side right now, so I'm okay with this. Should I try Pokemon? Okay, there is
Sure.
there is a choice.
Just because it's like one of the top 3 things I much as much
Right? And I know absolutely nothing. 0. Ooh, 50 questions. That's all.
We got 10.
This one?
Oh, that's Guess Who.
Do you want Guess Who
Yeah.
or History?
Let's do that one, the top one.
Okay. Camden's like he likes to play this with my class. He would like this one because he got into Pokemon.
Miss Lobo, I'm sorry. I am on this one. I just saw what it is, and it's literally going to just be me hitting the button as soon as the names.
Hopefully I get a long time.
20 seconds, I think, is what it said.
Okay.
One, 3, 2.
Alright, Goblin. I'm ready to lose. Guess who? You already know.
It's not any of the bottom two.
Yes. I was hoping she was round, that she would Jigglypuff. I think I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's one of the originals.
Okay. I almost clicked Sore, but then I was like, no, I know that one. Yeah, I think the internet is terrible.
Yeah.
Yay! That was luck. I knew it wasn't Kirby because Camden had he had some game with Kirby. I want to say it was some sort of Mario game. Oh, we do that. So, yep.
I like how they're like, let's capitalize the L randomly in Charmeleon.
Yeah, I had no idea. None of them didn't stand out or anything, so. I know this one. Yay!
A lot of the names for Pokemon you kind of just, like, vaguely know from the
Description of the name with a picture. Yeah, that's what I'm using, so. The other ones made no sense whatsoever, so. Are the other names?
Yeah, all the ones so far have an actual names. Other than
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like Pikachu, so that's why I did that one.
yeah, he's an evolution of him.
Oh. Cool.
I unfortunately know pretty much every single Pokemon. Because when I was like 11 years old, I think, I was obsessed with Pokemon.
Oh. Camden did it for a little bit, the Pokemon Go, like, and then it didn't last very long.
I'll give you a hint, that guy's ground type.
He's what?
He's a ground type.
I don't know what that means. Gotcha. I missed that. Yeah, I saw his gun thing, so I thought maybe that's who he would be.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yay.
Yep.
Like exactly what I was doing the entire
Right?
time.
I got lucky. Alrighty, well, what do I have for today? Nothing new. No new resources. So we didn't do scavenger hunt. Instead, the recording watching people just tell us about maybe which 2 games we played in Kahoot is what we'll do instead. So do you have any other questions before I stop the recording?
I do not.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and let me know you're ready for your tutorial. And then if you have any other questions, just let me know and hang in there with the senioritis.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you later.